Hey guys, it's Eric with Low VA Rates. We got another Q&A video. We like to keep these short and to the point. Today I want to answer the question that we're asked from time to time, and that is, do all VA loans run a spouse's credit report if the loan is only going to be in the veteran's name? So look, sometimes we fall in love, right? And that person might be someone who doesn't have the same financial background as we do. If we get married to them and decide that we want to buy a home together, mismatched credit histories can cause some problems, both with the loan and possibly with the relationship. All things are fixable, by the way. Now, you might be wondering if it's possible to get a VA loan in your name only so that the poor credit of your spouse doesn't affect your loan. And the answer is yes, it is possible. But in some states, in some situations, we will still look at the non-borrowing spouse's credit. So let's talk about this. One way to overcome a spouse's bad credit is to just not include their name on your loan. Very simple. Now, if you have to because you don't make enough money, you're kind of stuck. But in the event that you can just not include that spouse with negative credit on the loan, you're in a good situation. Now, in most states, 41 of them to be exact, this is a great solution. Just take the bad credit spouse off the loan and move forward. You know, if your spouse isn't included as the co-borrower because you don't need your spouse's income, then the lender doesn't really care what your spouse's credit looks like, and it's never going to come up because they're not going to run it. Instead, as the sole borrower, only your credit history, your credit score, your debt to income, your income, that's the only thing we're going to be looking at to determine whether or not you can afford to get approved for the home loan that you're trying to get. But let's talk about these other 9 states. In the United States, there are 9 states considered community property states. And if you live in a community property state, your spouse's credit score and history can impact your home loan, even if they're not included on the loan. While most lenders still won't consider their credit score, and here at Low VA Rates, we don't care what your spouse, even in one of these 9 states, if they're not on the loan, we don't care what their score is, we still have to look at their credit history. And when I say we, all lenders still have to look at their credit history for things like debts, obligations, and negative reportings like foreclosures and bankruptcies. So are there any other options if you live in one of these community property states? Well, you can always shop around and find the lender like Low VA Rates that is not going to look at your spouse's score in these community property states, and how we are going to look at their debts, really just to let you know, their minimum payments on things like car loans that maybe are just in their name or credit cards that are just in their name, that's going to affect your debt to income ratio because of the state that you're in. But we don't care what their score is. We don't care how bad it looks as long as your income is sufficient to step in and make payments on their credit cards and their cars. And in a lot of cases, you're on those accounts anyhow, so it's already been factored into your debt to income ratio. You can also just choose to pause, work together, and you support each other in increasing the credit score and cleaning up the history of the spouse that has the less than desirable credit. So in the long term, that's likely going to be a very important solution no matter what you decide to do, since they're going to likely have some income in the future. And why wouldn't we want our spouse to improve their credit profile? So even if your spouse's name won't be included on your VA home loan, some lenders are still required to run their credit, but they all have to look at their liabilities to make sure you can still afford the property if you're in one of these 9 community property states. Thanks for watching.